I really hope it's not too late for Mortal Kombat 2 to fix the biggest letdown from the reboot. I'll get back to that in a minute, but the reason I'm bringing it up is that we got a new look at Karl Urban as Johnny Cage from the set, which looks epic. Filming for Mortal Kombat 2 is back on track, now that the actor strike is over and Karl Urban just dropped something cool for fans. The Mortal Kombat franchise is one of the most beloved video game series out there and has really evolved since its controversial beginnings in the 90s. Recently, the film series was rebooted after almost 20 years, following the disappointing reception of Annihilation, which many consider to be one of the worst sequels ever. The reboot performed decently at the box office and got mixed reviews from critics, but fans largely viewed it as a positive step forward and a solid revival of the film franchise. In fact, it became the most successful movie debut on the streaming service Max, thanks to fan support. A Mortal Kombat sequel was officially announced in July 2022, with Karl Urban set to portray the fan favorite Johnny Cage. Filming began shortly before getting halted due to the strikes. Now that things are back on track, Urban shared an Instagram post featuring himself with some of the Mortal Kombat 2 cast. In the caption he wrote, "We're back, baby! MK2, let's go! Love this cast, CJ." The photo includes Mortal Kombat stars Ludi Lin and Mikad Brooks, along with Urban and newcomers Adeline Rudolph and CJ Bloomfield, who will be playing Princess Katana and Baraka respectively. Fans are buzzing in the comments of Urban's post, thrilled to see production back on track and excited about the new cast members joining the Mortal Kombat series. Urban is well known for playing Billy Butcher in The Boys, and now he's adding Mortal Kombat to his impressive lineup of franchises, which includes Star Trek, Star Wars, The Lord of the Rings, and the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It was pretty much a no-brainer that Johnny Cage would be in the sequel, especially with fans expecting it and a producer wishing for his return. While some fans have joked that Urban might actually be a better fit for Kano, the other two new cast members seem to be winning everyone over without any complaints. There's definitely room for improvement in the Mortal Kombat sequel, and adding iconic characters like Cage, Katana, and Baraka is definitely a positive move. Now that filming is back on track, it might be a while before we hear about a release date. But fans can take comfort in knowing that things are moving forward and can look forward to a much shorter wait for Urban's Homelander from The Boys to join the main roster in the Mortal Kombat 1 video game. With this positive progress, I really hope it isn't too late for the sequel to address what I found to be the most disappointing part of the 2021 Mortal Kombat reboot. While I generally enjoyed the 2021 film more than the previous adaptations, it did have one significant drawback compared to the 1995 live-action Mortal Kombat movie. Fortunately, Mortal Kombat 2 has the opportunity to correct this major issue, and I hope the sequel has considered my feedback regarding this key character. MK2 is definitely one of my most anticipated movies for 2025. I've been looking forward to seeing all the exciting setups from the 2021 Mortal Kombat finally come together. There are a lot of elements that need to make an appearance in the sequel, with an actual tournament being a major highlight. While I'm really excited about the new characters, especially Karl Urban's Johnny Cage, the film also needs to give some attention to characters we've already met, like this particular Mortal Kombat villain. The reboot of Mortal Kombat really let me down when it came to Shang Tsung compared to the 1995 classic. While the 1995 film had its share of issues, I felt like the 2021 version improved on many aspects. But when it came to Shang Tsung, it was a major downgrade. As one of the main villains in the Mortal Kombat franchise, he typically oversees the tournaments in the game. Before the release of the 2021 movie, I was excited to see a fresh take on Shang Tsung, especially since he was a standout character in the original film. I just knew the reboot would aim to surpass its predecessor in this area. Shang Tsung's role in the 2021 Mortal Kombat was a huge letdown, especially when you look at how he was portrayed in the 1995 movie. In the original film, Shang Tsung was a standout character, stealing almost every scene he appeared in. In contrast, the 2021 version has him doing very little. Aside from his notable moment killing Kung Lao, he mostly hangs back and doesn't have much action. Most of his lines are just hints about things that are expected to happen in Mortal Kombat 2, which made his character feel underutilized. I'm really hoping Mortal Kombat 2 gives Shang Tsung the spotlight he deserves after all the setup in the first movie. But honestly, I'm worried that with all the new characters being introduced, there might not be enough time for him. The film is set to bring in Quan Chi and, even more significantly, Shao Kahn, which could shift the focus away from Shang Tsung. Plus, with Karl Urban's Johnny Cage being a major draw for the sequel, a good chunk of the film will likely revolve around him. On top of that, there are even more new characters to juggle, like Queen Sindel, King Jared, Jade, Kitana, and Baraka. That's a lot to fit into one movie to give time to Shang Tsung's character. And let's not forget about the other characters coming back for Mortal Kombat 2, which means there'll be even less time to dive into each one. With more than a dozen main characters, it's going to be tough to really focus on any single one. I'd love to see Shang Tsung get more screen time, but I'm not holding my breath for it. The way Shang Tsung was handled in Mortal Kombat was a big issue, but it ties into a larger problem with the film overall. The reboot skipped the actual Mortal Kombat tournament, which is a core part of the franchise. Since Shang Tsung is the one who oversees these tournaments, not having one made it tough to really make use of his character. This definitely hurt his portrayal, as it's hard to showcase Shang Tsung without his main role in the tournament. On top of that, the movie didn't really explore another key aspect of Shang Tsung's story. Liu Kang was more of a side character instead of a lead, which is a big change from the games and other stories where he and Shang Tsung have a major rivalry. This rivalry is central to some of Shang Tsung's best moments. Without focusing on Liu Kang, the film missed out on giving Shang Tsung the depth he deserves, making him an even weaker villain. Now, Mortal Kombat 2 has a chance to make things right with Shang Tsung's character from the reboot. First off, it absolutely needs to include an actual Mortal Kombat tournament. Skipping the tournament in the 2021 film was a huge misstep, and it would be surprising if the sequel did the same. By bringing the tournament into the story, Shang Tsung can finally take on the significant role he was meant to have from the start. Additionally, Mortal Kombat 2 should focus on making Shang Tsung feel less generic. With new villains being introduced, there's a risk that he could get overshadowed if he doesn't stand out. One way to do this is by emphasizing his rivalry with Liu Kang, which could add depth to his character. However, there are plenty of creative options to make Shang Tsung as memorable and compelling in Mortal Kombat 2 as he was before. Well, that's it. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on how Mortal Kombat 2 can improve Shang Tsung's character. Do you think the tournament will make a difference? Or do you have other ideas on how to make him stand out? Drop your opinions in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on all the latest news. And we'll see you in our next video.